All right. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a beautiful Saturday morning and afternoon, depending on what coast you're on. We want to welcome everybody to Grown Woman Gaming, Volume 159. We have a special guest today, Miss JUNAE, and she will be chopping it up with us, having a little bit of interview going, and then we'll talk about the news this week, which was on and popping. Yeah, so let's have everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll go ahead and start the show. We'll go ahead and start with our guests. Go ahead and introduce everyone to you.
Hi, I am JunaeBenne, and I am excited to be here. I have had the pleasure of interacting with two of these lovely ladies on this podcast, and I can't wait to interact with the other two because everyone here just seems so nice and so homey. Is that a good word to
Right.
use? I say that, and people are like, "That's not good," and I'm like, "No,
I think it's you trying to say like comfortable. It's comfortable.
yeah,
Now, if you
very
said homely,
comfortable."
I would take offense.
Home, so no L, just homie. Stop. Look, see what I mean? This energy, I love it for a Saturday afternoon at this point. But yes, I am a video gaming sports journalist, published author, Black woman in tech activist. Yeah,
She's got her title, right?
Content creator. Yeah, I do. You'd be surprised how many times I'm like, I don't know who I am. So, yeah, content creator, all of that fun stuff, and yes, that's me in a nutshell.
All right, and what have you been playing this week?
My eyelids.
Okay.
I just want to be honest. So I did get to play Dandara because I got it for free on the Epic Store, on the Epic Game Store, a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to play it when it came out back in like 2017, 2018. I don't remember the exact year. And I finally get to play it. And I'm like, oh man, I'm going to love this game. And this game has really just been kicking my butt because I don't know why I thought it was going to be sweet, but I thought it was going to be like a relaxed puzzle game. It's like a roguelike. I get confused with roguelite and roguelike. But when you die, you lose. It's funny because you like collect salt. And when you die, you lose all your salt. And I was like, yes, but it's the opposite in real life, right? I'm just gaining more and more. So outside of my eyelids, Dandara, I really like that game. And I've just been taking my time with it. And I really don't think it's supposed to take me as long as it is to finish it. I went on YouTube and I was like, oh, let me see how other people are playing, and they're like, oh yeah, like 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Y'all, this is like my third week. Okay, this is like my third week of playing that game. So I've been really enjoying that. I haven't been able to get into like my other stuff that I enjoy regularly, like Apex or Mortal Kombat or even Luigi's Mansion. I just got Luigi's Mansion 3, and I really wanted to play it. Yeah, and it's my first time. I never played it when I was younger. Right?
Oh, wow.
So it's my first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna play it so much. And then that was Valentine's Day, I remember. And then I just went to sleep. Like I started the game and then I just went to sleep. So
sleep is a beautiful thing though.
I'm telling you, like, when they gonna make a sleep simulator? Okay? If y'all owe me some money, listen to me. Listen to me. So yeah, that's just some of the stuff that I have in like my rotation. And funny enough, we'll talk about it later when we get to talking about Tomb Raider. But I ain't finished the latest Tomb Raider, so they can fight me. But yeah.
All right. Well, we welcome you. We're happy to have you today. But yeah, let's get the rest of the usual suspects in here introduced and what they've been playing this week. Lady Infamous, do you want to go next?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. You already know who it is, Lady Infamous 415. We played some Cold War this week, which was fun because we had a full squad. We had the crew, and it was fun, and we had nice conversations. But that Cold War ain't hitting, though. It's just not hitting. I don't know, maybe because I play Modern Warfare too much, or I don't know. But like Assassin said, the visibility is a factor in that game. I mean, you'll get shot up, you don't know where it's coming from. You don't see a body, you don't see a gun, you just see the background elements and you get shot. What else we played? We played some Roll Company on Thursday, which was it was nice. It was nice. And for
sorry. Did you get those extras? Did you get those extras that Microsoft is giving out to folks?
You talking about the skins and stuff?
Yeah, so like
I think I claimed it. Not I think I did. I think I claimed it because I remember doing something on the Twitch Prime thing and claiming some stuff from that game. And last and not least, as you guys can see here on the gameplay, I played some Final Fantasy VII Remake. They put a lot of fluff in this game, but I ain't mad at it. I enjoy looking at this game. I love the fighting mechanics. The cutscenes are, they cutscenes. They Final Fantasy cutscenes. They're like mini movies, and I got my ass whooped a couple of times. I had to go. You think you know how to play, but you don't, and you get your ass whooped, and you got to go back to an earlier save. But I am really enjoying it. At least I'm getting some use out of my PlayStation 4. I keep telling people, man, go get this game. It's free this month, and that's all I've been doing this week.
All right. What about you, Charisse?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl CHAREECE here. I've been basically, I ain't gonna lie, I've been playing Destiny and Marvel's Avengers. The update finally came out for it. Was that Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know. Came out for it this week, and we got the new character, which is Hawkeye. So now we have 2 archers, which is Katie and the original Hawkeye. Yes, I'm not even gonna lie, they do have some of the same action sets, but their heroic powers are different. So there's that. Got some more DLC added to this continuing story, so that's also a plus, but it's short. It's like you can knock it out in 2 hours, but again, it's free, so you can't really ask for much.
Side note, did you catch the Black Panther edition?
Oh my god,
yeah,
yes, girl.
Yes.
I'm surprised they're bringing them this early, but yeah.
So that's what I've been playing. Finished that. Destiny finally hit that 13, got past 1300.
Wow.
So
you said this last week.
Man, I swear.
Oh, excuse me. Well, I'm at 1310 now, Boogie. I just want to, pop my collar real quick. My season pass is like at 70 something.
I can't, y'all.
With some salt.
Yeah. She is though. Like every time we get on, she's like, what level am I? Oh, I'm at 73 on the game pass. It's all right.
But yeah, and you want to know why I'm so? Because we always play at weird times. Then I get on and I play with you, and I don't know. I play too much. Maybe I need to let's stop a week. No, I'm not. I'm stop lying to myself. Anyway, go on.
You're not, because then when I catch up, you're gonna be mad.
True, I would be mad.
Anything else though outside of Destiny?
I started back playing Phoenix Rising. I had to backtrack a little bit. Had to pull one of lady moves and backtrack and go level back up some more. And now I'm going towards the final boss, I believe. I think it's the final boss. Anyway, I'm in the final boss area, if that makes sense. So I'm almost done with that game.
All right. And what about you, Miss Delilah? What have you been up to this week?
I've been playing this little game called Journey to the Savage Planet by Typhoon Studios. They were the development team that was recently laid off by Google. They were purchased I think in 2019, either 2020 or 2019 actually, like late 2019, to create exclusive content for Google Stadia. Well, when Stadia switched focus, they decided to move away from that studio, and because that was the whole Jade Raymond, that was the initiative that she was responsible for prior to creating her own studio, which we'll talk about later. But so yeah, I'm playing the game Journey to the Savage Planet. It's really cool, really good. It's good. Like it reminds me of old school Metroidvania type thing, but it's 3D and it's like first person shooter with all these other crazy things that you can unlock as far as like pickups, upgrades for your weapons and stuff like that. But you just pretty much navigating this planet that's pretty much abandoned because it seems like you're the only human there, but it's a comedy. And so you have this AI with you that's cracking jokes the whole time. It's a lot of fun. And so that's really outside of like some retro stuff that I'm testing out. It's most of it's just this game, Journey to the Savage Planet. Just because I feel like I have to pay homage to that studio. I hate seeing when a studio kind of gets shut down like that. So yeah, that's what I'm on.
All right. Well, it looks like we have some of our regulars in here. We got Mitch Dieslot, Calvin Henderson. Who else is in here? Pilo. Is that everybody?
Muja Konis is in
I
here.
missed anybody. Yeah.
Oh God.
Just want to say thank you to y'all for being here. I know that we changed times a little late on folks, so
sorry about that. I had to make some adjustments, but
yeah. But let's keep it moving. Let's see. So, Junae, we usually do a little, interview with our guests. I don't know if you got to see any of the questions, but
I did.
Okay. All right. I know that you already, told us a little bit about yourself, but is there anything else that you want the people to know about you?
I always feel weird being interviewed because I'm usually the person doing the interview. So there's that. I recently did some cool stuff with PC Gamer. That was a lot of fun for me, and I got to include Lady Infamous. And I also recently did some stuff with Xbox, and I got to include LBOOGIE, and that was amazing.
Right? That was so cool.
So yeah, and how it happened was so perfect, right? Literally it was like a setup, but positive way, like an alley-oop, and then so I recently did those two things back to back, and it was just really rewarding internally for me, because my mission is to always connect Black women with different companies or different people, or people that they can continuously reach out to, or give them any type of leg up or recognition that I can in any type of way. And I got to do that, and I was just really, really excited. And then to learn how excited LBOOGIE was, because she's just super, super in the Xbox and everything like that. And then just to work with Lady Infamous, officially, I feel like that was our official first time. I feel like we've been flirting around creating some type of content with each other for a little bit now, and I feel like that was a perfect opportunity for me to really dive in and be okay, let's talk to these people that I don't usually get to talk to, so the thing that I did with Xbox, the thing that we did, because LBOOGIE did that, okay? Boogie really came and showed out, and it was amazing. The thing that we did with Xbox is that we played Apex and talked a little bit about the Black experience, and it wasn't as toxic. Boogie, correct me if I'm wrong, it wasn't as toxic as it could have been. So I was really happy for that. And I know that's a low bar, it's kind of
Right.
oh, okay. But it wasn't as toxic. What do you think?
Yeah, I was expecting fully, full on toxicity, but it wasn't bad. And I don't know, people probably already knew, I think, if they were going to have that type of hate, to just stay away, I think, because Microsoft, I think they do a pretty good job at swatting away the flies. And I'm pretty sure people knew during Black History Month there was going to be these types of things. So,
yeah.
So just let me say that, because I've kind of been on the outskirts, I'm pretty sure CHAREECE has too, just watching all this kind of unfold. And so thank you for supporting the show in that case. I mean, because we two panel members are on here, and it was great to kind of see them out there, as far as on PC Gamer and on Xbox. So that's really, really, really cool to see. And a lot of people don't even know about our show, Grown Women Gaming. I mean, we've been doing this now for a while. I mean, it's been a couple years.
6 years in July.
Well, for you, I'm talking about for the podcast.
Anniversary.
I'm talking about for the
4
podcast.
years. 4 years.
It's 3 years.
July.
Wait.
4.
Three
Okay,
years.
4.
3 years.
3.
3 years. It'll be 3 in July.
Oh. You
Like
better with
officially
dates than me. You better the dates with me.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about like it's the 4 of us on the show, not like you doing it on, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I'm talking about it's collectively as a unit.
Yeah.
So yeah, but definitely thank you for supporting us. I mean, that's huge for us, our channel. I mean, we just finally got our subscriber number count of 1,000. So thanks to the chat and everybody's listening. We appreciate each of you all. And yeah, let's get it.
That's amazing. No, and I'm glad to do it. You know, I really am glad to do it. And I feel like I've mentioned before, that is something that I always want to do. And no matter which platform I'm on, or like no matter what industry I'm in, like that's always going to be a goal of mine. So like, you know, that was a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. And so moving on to the PC gamer internship, I got to write an article. I got to introduce new streamers, right? I got to introduce new streamers to like this super, super big audience already. And the comments in the article, if you haven't read them, were like, wow, you know, I'm always looking for smaller communities and things like that. Or, you know, like unknown. I'd rather have them said like unknown. But that me reading those really did it for me and was like, this is what I wanted. You know, granted, there was some bull, right? People who are like, no, blah, blah, blah. But like, whatever, they was going to do that regardless. But for people who are like, I have been looking for new people, I was able, because at first they were like, hey, can you get 7? I was like, I can probably get you 10. You know, they're like, give us 7 streamers. And I was like, probably 10. And then I had 11. And then I was like, I really want to use all 11. Like, let's do it. Like, even though, you know, it's not like a clean number, I want to use all 11 of them and I want to give them all a platform. And so it started off as an article, but I didn't want it to be a performative article, right? I mean, it's perfect. I am a Black female and I have this internship during the US Black History Month, because UK has their own Black History Month in November.
Right.
So it was like, okay, well, pick up some Black streamers. And I wanted to make sure that my article wasn't being like shady, because it kind of started off as shady. I know y'all are like, what is she talking about? It started off as shady because I was like, I don't want to give you guys the usual people. I don't want to do that. I want to do something different. I really want to like, you know, reach deep down for like people that I know. And some of the people for the article I met and did research on them before I included them into it and everything. So like I even found new people. And then I was like, let's go a step further, because it's not, you know, it's not costing them any money to boost you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's just exposure for the smaller. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that gives PC Gamer, you guys as audience too, right? Because maybe people weren't checking for them before, because sometimes it's hard to interact with bigger brands if you don't know if they support Black women. And a place like PC Gamer, you don't see many Black women, you know, you don't see many Black people and things like that. So you might be like, I mean, I mess with y'all because, you know, you guys are like a legit source, but like, am I comfortable, you know, sitting in your chat and stuff like that? And you just don't know. And you won't take, I know I won't take the chance. Let me not say you. I know I won't take the chance to go sit in nobody chat. And I'm like, it's a possibility you're about to call me the N-word. You know what? I'm out of here. Like, I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
So then I suggested that we do like this streamathon. It was 12 days, you guys. 12 days. 12 days of like pure content of people just being themselves, doing whatever they wanted to do. And it was just really, really exciting that they let me do that. You know, like I have full control. I was able to be like, this is how I want it set up. These are the tweets that I want, you know, and I was working with Lady and the other streamers as well. We did 12 days because I ended up taking a Sunday. Otherwise I was gonna like feel bad because, you know, some people stream on Sundays and some people don't. And I was like, I don't want one person to get 2 days. You know, I was like, I don't want one person to get 2 days because everybody else gonna be like, well, I don't get 2 days, and that's gonna turn into 24 days,
Right.
and it's just me by myself. I was modding every stream for 12 days straight. But they really, they really gave me the reins and just like let me do what I wanted to do, include being a mod every day, which is draining. Like, I have respect for mods before, but baby. Them people who be modding multiple channels, I'd be like, listen here, we need some awards or something.
Yeah, right.
It's not easy. So thank you for that. Yes, I was doing my best because I really wanted I really wanted to make sure that everyone's personality like shined through and was able to like put up links and stuff like that. And I didn't want to overwhelm people because I know that, you know, GWG exists. And that's why I was like, well, let me in the original article, let's figure out how we can put all of your links in here without it being overwhelming. So as you notice, everyone has like a link tree or a place where everyone can find what everybody is doing. And to me, I was just really like, how do I get the most information, but make it look like the least amount of work for people? Because, you know, people are lazy and they're not going to really click, or they're not going to really pay attention, or their attention span is, you know, dwindling and things like that. Right. So that's what I got to do. And I'm really excited because that's what I want to do with every company. I want to be like, hi, y'all need more Black women. Well, let me show you my roster, and like pull out a scroll and be like, yeah, so these are the people we're going to use. You know, this is our team 1, team 2, team 3. So yes, those are some of the things that I've been doing. And it's really been internally rewarding because I don't think I've gotten a lot of like press, you know, but like I am the press, so how press gonna get pressed,
right?
You know? So I don't think I've gotten like a lot of press for it, but like that wasn't the point. I get to put it on my website and be like, look what I did for these people. And then long term, I wanted the article to be named something because, you know, next February people are gonna Google Black streamers, so I wanted to make sure that the article would come up when people were looking for it, like next year, the year after, the year after. Like I wanted it to be like, oh, well, here are some Black streamers, because when you Google now, some of the same people will pop up. You know what I mean? Because all people are doing is like, I shouldn't say that. Some people are ripping articles from some people. Y'all are silly.
I didn't say nothing.
Y'all are
just reacting. Just reacting. That's it.
Right? Some people are ripping articles from some people and they're not being very original. So that's why we're getting copies of the same people. And so it's just an honor to be able to have Black streamers be searchable from like Google PC Gamer. And it's like, you know, my name, like it's my byline, like I wrote it. And then it's all of these wonderful people that I suggested. And I was intentional with like skin color and background, you know what I mean? Like I was intentional with that. I was like, nope, I want to make sure we have enough dark skin, right? I want to make sure we have enough brown skin, light skin. Like we are just going to get a range of people. Like, you know, I want to make sure that we have somebody from like every walk of life. Like I was intentional with that. And like, that's what I wanted to portray. So.
Oh yeah, I think you did a great job. I enjoyed reading the article about all the different streamers. I mean, the fact that ladies on there, you know, I had to make sure that we were retweeting and showing people, you know, that these are other people that are here in this realm and who have been doing it for like a while. Just because they're not the person you see on Twitter every day doesn't mean that they're not making contributions as a Black content creator. So I think it was good for people to see a couple of different names out there.
Right.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
The amount of times I heard thank you from Lady, I was like, girl, I get it. I was like, I get it. Like every time I would say something, she'd be like, okay, thanks. I'm like, stop. I'm like, just stop. Like,
I can't stop my manners. I can't stop my manners.
I am like absolutely the same way. I'd be like, okay, thanks. And so that's why I was like, all right, I get it. So yeah.
So, like, what made you get into gaming as a whole? Like, what made you pick up a controller? You know, what was that thing?
I was the youngest, so my controller never actually worked. You feel me? It was not plugged in. Okay, so
Yeah.
I had older siblings, and they were all girls, and my dad bought us like a Nintendo. I say us, but like really it was before I was born. He bought us a Nintendo NES, and then as we grew up, he passed. But then my mom got us a PlayStation 1 with the demo disc. Just the demo disc. We had no real games, right? And at that point, we were able to have a computer in our home. And that's when they had the learning games. So I was definitely on my PlayStation because I liked the replay value of like Tekken and like Spyro and like things like Gran Turismo. It was mostly Gran Turismo and Tekken that had like the super high replay values, but I wanted to play things like Jersey Devil, Spyro, Gex, stuff like that. I was really into computer games, and then like fast forward, I got to get like a Game Boy Advance when I was like 10, but the only game I got was like Madden. So like I just had like a massive drought in gaming, right? Like massive drought in gaming. And when I got to college, I bought my first PlayStation 3. And that's when it hit me. That's when all of my dreams could come true, because I could buy all of my own games and just explore as much as I wanted to. And my first game that I bought was Assassin's Creed 2. And that's when my gamer life started to expand and like level up, you know? And then I started to grow from there. But I was mostly playing things like Assassin's Creed. Like before it was like an RPG. You know, where it was just like, oh, we're just gonna like play and just, you know, at least that's how I went through it, right? You can tell me nothing about RPGs because I just wasn't paying attention to that. So I think I just always been into games, and I just never got a chance to like really explore that until I was in college.
Awesome. All right. Let me see. I lost my page. Forgive me.
No worries.
All right, so I think we've heard a little bit about this, but like we know that, you know, one of your things is to get as many people of color seen as possible, right? But what gives you that drive to do that?
Being left out. It's more of like an emotional, not like I'm gonna start weeping response, but you know, stuff, like when you have like a passion that's born out of something that like you either didn't have or that you want to share with other people. And I have been left out of a lot of stuff, and I don't like that. And I don't want anybody who wants to be in the space to feel left out or like they can't obtain something because they, you know, some type of gatekeeping or nepotism or, you know, lack of visibility. So I was left out of a lot of things, and I didn't like that. And I am very much so like no, you need to play fair. Like that was me. So I don't know if we would have been friends when we were younger, because I would be like, you're not playing nice. You know what I mean? And like
my kid is that kid. And I think it's because I was that kid too, you know?
Yeah, because you're like, dude, we're not gonna do this. And so just having that inclusive, you know, before like inclusive and diversity were like buzzwords. It was like, well, how can I do this for Black, Indigenous, you know, underrepresented people of color, women of color, because it's necessary. You know, it's very much so necessary. So just feeling left out and not wanting anybody who is doing the hard work to feel left out.
Right. I think that. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, for me, that hits home a lot, because you all know, like, I've been doing this for a long, very, 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 very long time. And so
you almost let the F-bomb slip. Y'all hear that?
No, come on now, you know be better than that. But you're gonna be better than that. Come on out. But I've been doing this for a long time, and so I just remember going to E3 back in 2007 and not seeing a lot of us, and so it's always cool to see. sorry, Bert, but the growth and whatnot, like to see people feeling more comfortable, being able to be themselves and be out there. And I do, it gets annoying with the whole, like you said, the buzzwords of diversity and inclusivity, and it's like, but like what practices are really being done for that? Like it's easy to say it, it's easy to you know, just kind of put it out there as like a marketing thing, and these companies they love latching on to that phrase. It's like, but what are you really doing?
Gamification, not even a real word. Like
right.
They made up like to gamers, and it's like, what does that even mean? So yeah.
So I mean, I think it's cool, and I love seeing this kind of surgence of, you know, a lot of people getting into this space and trying to advocate for improving, you know, bringing more people into the fold as far as like Black people and LBGTQ and everything. So I think it's awesome, and yeah, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. I'm gonna share a quick story. That's okay. It's not really a story.
Yeah.
I'm talking like a lot, and I know you're like, oh my gosh, you're supposed to talk a lot, but I'm like, no. So speaking of E3, speaking of 07, I didn't even know what that was in 07. Okay. So more so, in my college years is when I like really got into gaming and things like that, and started watching E3. And so, you know, what TV show did I go to? G4.
Right. Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
I was watching G4, and I just remember seeing all these white women.
See, none of us,
right?
Basically.
It was a lot of white women, a lot of white males, obviously. And at the time I had interned at NBC. I was interning at NBC 5 Chicago, and I was just like writing articles and things like that. And then I realized that I didn't want to be in traditional news because like it was just tragedy after tragedy. And I was like, you know, and like the reporters there who were like mentoring me were very honest, and she was like, you have to be able to do that. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So that's how I was like, okay, I'm going to transition over. Interestingly enough, right, I'm watching G4, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna be a video game journalist. So I made up this term because ain't nobody ever told me it, right? So I made up this term, and then I'm going through my life, whatever. Fast forward to about last month, G4 had called me back to interview with them, which was like the most exciting. Yeah, I didn't get the job, right? So like, exactly, like it's the but still for me. You know what I mean? And so I just think that it's very cool to like wrap around, you know, and be like really close. And I do want to see who they got for like the community manager and stuff like that, because they are making changes, you know.
Yeah.
In the interview, I told them, I was like, yeah, I never saw any Black women, and then I was like, you know, I wanted to be that Black woman, and that's actually what started me on streaming. And then when I started streaming, I started finding other Black women who were like, oh, JUNAE has her camera on, so I'm going to use my camera. And like, I didn't even know it was that deep. I just wanted to game and be on air. But I also wanted to be like, but I am a Black woman and I'm here. And the more I started finding them, and the more they started popping up, like using their cam and like speaking and being in the chat rooms and stuff, the more it just became a comfortable place for me. And now can't nobody tell me I'm not supposed to be here, you know?
Right, exactly.
And that's just been ever since, you know, finding like a community and things like that. But even before then, because like I knew it was gonna be hard. Like it's the same thing in any other industry. It's the exact same thing. It's just it's a little bit more blatant because people have the interwebs, so you know they'll be a bit more.
That's interesting you say that, though. I mean, because you're talking about like G4 and whatnot, and I just find it like, for me, when I look at myself personally, I think about the fact that like growing gaming is my thing. Like I don't stream. Like I know LBOOGIE stream, CHAREECE stream, Lady Infamous stream. I don't stream anything like that. I hate being on camera. So for me, like this is my thing, right? And so it's so, you know, I understand why some people are just intimidated by it and don't want to, like you said, you mentioned someone turning their camera on because they felt comfortable that you had your camera on, and that's huge. So yeah, I mean, just keep at it. I mean, I think it's good, and I like to see that. I think we need growth still. I mean, even though all this, we got the surgence of people trying to be more vocal about it, and like I said, start streams and podcasts and whatnot, it's still less than 1%, in the industry. So it's still uphill battle and a huge mountain to climb, but we gotta keep at it.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
All right, so keeping it going, how do you think women of color are seen in this industry? And what I was really going at with this question was like, as far as like people who work for game companies as well as content creators, because sometimes I think that you hear those microaggressions when you look at people who are in the industry. We talked a little bit about this on Twitter the other day. You see those what I guess they are considering compliments, but oh, she speaks so well, and
oh Lord, don't get me started.
like it's a surprise, it's crazy. But
oh my goodness,
yeah, so
that's a whole nother conversation.
Well, we'll dabble, and you don't have to go like too crazy, but yeah.
So how do I think the industry sees like women of color, like black women of color? I don't think, I can tell you what they don't see us as, which is their lot, which is money bags. Because as soon as you start talking money, they'll listen. They don't see us as money bags, and that's what you need. If they don't care about nothing else, you got to hit people in their pocket. Hey, you're missing out on people who will buy your game 3 times over on 3 different platforms because they want to play with 3 different sets of people. So they don't see us as money bags, and so we're not valuable because they see all the other audiences as money bags. Oh yeah, white males. Oh no, like let's cater to them because like they're most of our income. So that's all. That's it. That's all for that one.
Okay. All right, and then what do you think the industry could do for more representation? Like if they said, Junae, we want you to come and give us a plan of how we can have more representation in the industry, what will be your answer?
That did happen to me, and I brought you, Boogie.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So you want to see more of that, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
and do you mean like a weekly basis? Like,
Yes, I would like it to be unprovoked. I would like it to be
not because it's Black History Month.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I would like it to be a random October, and they'd be like, oh, well, we got some black spoopy, content creators who play horror games. Like, it could be unprovoked, and the more it becomes unprovoked, the less you have to do it so concentrated, right? And every meeting that I go into, and I know they probably think I'm childish, but we're all in gaming, so you childish too, okay? Every meeting that I go into, I tell them, if you have content creators and it doesn't look like the Magic School Bus, Captain Planet, or a Power Rangers team, you're doing something wrong. Like, if you can't be like, oh, well, we have, our 2 types of Asians, right? We have our different types of like black, whatever that looks like, but somebody who like identifies as like, I always think it's hard to like talk about like being, because I'm not biracial, right? So I usually don't touch that conversation. I just listen because I don't know. But like, if you have somebody and they're like, oh, well, I identify like as biracial or as black, then you're like, okay, well, like, let's do that, because biracial can just be more than black. But like, you have that person to represent that group, you have a black person to represent the black group, and you have a person with a disability to represent that group, and you have a person like, if you don't have a person LGBTQ, like if you don't have like these different people, because you can't ask Middle Eastern Asians to be represented by what we usually think Asian is. I'm not sure what to call them.
I feel the same way.
So you can't ask them to do that. You can't be like, hey, I know you're from this, but like, here's our South Korean person. They're gonna be like, what does that have to do with me? Like, what? And so Yeah, I tell them that. I 100%. I'm like, if it doesn't look like this you're wrong.
Well, I totally agree with that. So I've hit you with a ton of, heavier questions. Here are the quick and easy, or kind of quick. This next one may be a little hard, but it's not too crazy. But what are your top 5 games or series?
Stop asking me this question. I'm going to have to start writing you guys a press release with questions not to ask me because I don't know. I don't know. I love Assassin's Creed because it's my first love, right? But I also love like my Jumpstart games. Like that's where I started from. But then I really, really love like Tomb Raider and Uncharted. Man, I was like a fiend. And those two games aren't far off from each other.
Okay, so wait, because I think you're at like 4.
Yeah.
Am I? Okay,
Okay.
well then
Okay,
Mortal
so
Kombat. I'll do my last one. For my
So we
last
have
one.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what was the second one?
The Jumpstart games, the baby games.
Jumpstart games. All
Yeah,
right.
the ones where they teach you math and typing. Yeah, that's me.
I respect it. All right.
Yeah.
And then what was your third?
I don't remember. Uncharted.
Uncharted, yeah.
Yeah,
Cartoon.
Uncharted.
Yeah.
And then are we going with Tomb Raider, or are we just like lumping those?
We're gonna lump those in because they're the
Okay.
same. They're
All
the
right.
same.
I'll let you have it.
Okay.
and then what was the
then
last one? Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. We'll do.
Okay,
Mortal
so that means
Kombat.
you actually have one more
Oh,
game
okay.
or franchise.
I think I really like Apex as much as I think. I think I think it might be the people because when Apex first came out, I was real excited, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm playing with randoms." I was like, "I don't like this game," And then I started playing with people. Like I have like a consistent team, and like there was 1 month where I was literally dreaming about better tactics that I could do, like from like games I had played that day. You understand? Like I was dreaming about Apex and like how I could be better and things like that. And so I think it might have been the people that really did it for me because I do like shooty games. I do. I think they're great. Borderlands is gonna have to get tossed in there as like a 0.5. That's like my first RPG. So. Yeah, that was like my first RPG that like I understood what was going on, and I took it seriously. So we got to toss that in. I don't know where. We'll just make it like a 0.5 or something, So yeah, I really do like Apex because I get to be around like other people and. I feel like a lot of the multiplayer games you maybe won't find me playing by myself. But if you're like, hey, Junae, you want to play? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'll boot it up right now. And so I don't know if it's like my favorite or if I just don't like the online interaction, because it's a hit or miss. And like sometimes I'll just ruin your day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've talked about this on the podcast numerous times, that women are, I think we're a little over 48% of the market, but
I think we're 51 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm sure we are because that was like from a couple of years back. But we are the least likely to play multiplayer games online, and the reason for that is, the nonsense you have to go through. Yeah, the toxicity. But yeah, we don't have to get into that. Next question. What is your favorite food? Favorite dish? Favorite, fruit? Whatever.
Oh, this is easy. Everything. Next question.
Okay, that's a good answer.
So anchovies on pizza. You like anchovies on a pizza?
Like.
Do I like anchovies on pizza? I never had it, but I'll try it. So let me tell you.
Okay.
So here's something interesting. So if I never had something, I will try it 5 different times. No joke. I will try it 5 different times to determine if I like it or not, because that allows me to have it by different people. Like I'm not going to try it 5 different times from the same place. I will try it and then I'll be like, I don't like this.
All right, so let me rephrase the question.
Yeah,
what's your go-to?
I love you for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your go-to though? Like if you had to pick a certain dish, I know it's hard to pick a favorite
for the rest of your life.
That's it.
What would that be?
No. No.
You're not doing that, huh?
No.
That's hell to you, right?
No, I can't because it's because I switched like a while ago. I'll tell y'all this. So I like going to Costco for like my snacks.
Mhm.
Like a year or two ago, I bought this huge thing of microwavable popcorn, and I ain't touched it. But there was a point in time where I was eating popcorn like every day, and then like a year later, and I haven't touched it. And I literally was just telling my boo yesterday, I was like, we gotta throw that away. And I was like, and I have to never do that again. Because some days I will literally eat cheese like every day, and then the next day I'll eat, or like next week I'll eat something all spicy, and then it just switches, and then the next week it's like all sweet. So I literally cannot. So a go-to dish though, I do love seafood, and so it would probably be like
So like a
crab
crab
leg.
cakes, crab legs.
Yeah,
Fish.
so something like that.
Shrimp.
And escovitch fish, I
Sound
don't
good.
know how to translate that. Pick a food. Other Zick, you are on me. Other Zick's like, hey,
He's
pick
mad.
a food.
Terrible
Like,
answer.
so escovitch fish, I'm Jamaican, so I don't know what it's called. Like if you look up the recipe, you'll definitely find it. But that's like one of my favorite
Is
because
it
it's
like
like
a smoked fish?
it's fried and then cooked down.
Okay.
So it's like real spicy and like the
What's it called again?
Escovitch
Escovitch.
fish.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
And you pickle like the vegetables, so like the
Yep.
carrots and the onions, so like they're real spicy. So that's like one of my faves too.
Hey, you're making me
So-
hungry over here.
Yeah, all right. It's funny. That reminds me of like a Korean dish with the fish. Has some similarities, but
As long as it's
All
not
right.
fish and spaghetti, we good.
Excuse me. Excuse
Wow.
me. We're not gonna have this slander this morning. We're not gonna have that. We're
like,
not
that
gonna
was more than a shot. That was like, machine
you
gun.
know.
Like,
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Oh, I love cheese fries. I love any potato. Any potato I will eat. Just
so have you had gnocchi before?
gnocchi?
Yeah. So
What?
potato pasta.
I don't think so.
Oh, you'll like it.
Well,
It's
I'm gonna
essentially like
write
you're
that
making
down.
the pasta dumpling out of potato. Mostly potato, sunflower, and then you have whatever sauce you
Oh.
want.
I literally found it. Yes. Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna have a recipe episode
Out of
after a while.
everything. But yeah.
Ooh, that'd be so
Think
cool.
about food.
All right. Well, I know that we've taken up a lot of time with our interview, but it's that's a testament to how we do this, because this has just been a conversation, right?
Well, I don't have anything to do but to hang out with you guys today. So
Aw.
Nice.
Okay,
yeah, I was like, y'all got somewhere to go. 'Cause look, let me tell you, I got up. I'm not wearing no pants. I'm like, we can just be here. So
All
whatever
right.
you want, I'm here
All
for it.
right. Well, let's get into the topics.
Yes,
then.
let's go.
I know
Talk about some
that
games.
everybody has been itching to talk about all this news. I mean, it has just been like out of the blue, right? Booming this week.
Yeah.
But so we got news this week that PlayStation is getting a new esports venture, which I was surprised to see that it seemed like some people didn't really understand who these people were. They were just kind of like capping,
Come on,
not
Evo?
understanding that Evo is not a studio.
Yeah, Evo is definitely not a studio.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. It just goes to show. All right, Junae. Go on.
No.
ahead. Let it out. You all grown up gaming. Let it out.
just goes to show you that there are. I cleaned it up because y'all gave me like a second. It goes to show you that there are a lot of moving parts in video games and nobody knows them all, which is no shade. But
Right.
do your research. Google. Type it in.
Yeah, man, that was the easy one. I mean,
Yeah.
don't take that long to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, obviously, you didn't click on the article, so.
But Twitter has that thing. Maybe they didn't find it on Twitter, but Twitter has that thing. Like before you share, it's like, did you read it? But they're
Right,
probably
you know, that don't stop none of them people.
Right.
Oh,
It
I know.
just doesn't.
You know, one time, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt my feelings because I had read the article offline, and then I went to go do it, and Twitter was like, "Did you read this?" And I was like, "Oh, so you checking me?" I was like,
Right.
"I did read it, but I'm not doing that."
I felt the same way, but I feel like people who just automatically retweet stuff do not pay attention to that at all.
Did you all see Jeff Grubb's tweet regarding that article? And he was like, Sony told me buy somebody. Because you know Microsoft acquired Bethesda, and that was been in the news for like the last week or so. And so they had he put on his Twitter talking about Sony had what's his name, Ryan? I forgot his first name. But it was like quote buy somebody. And that's what they bought Evo. It was like just buy somebody.
I didn't see that.
Right.
Just to flip the news cycle. You know what I mean?
Right. But yeah, so I wanted to get you guys' viewpoint on this acquisition, and what do you think it means for this championship series?
I've been thinking about this one because I love FGC, you know, I love fighting games and whatnot. So when I first heard the news, first I was like a little bit surprised because I'm like, FGC has been known to be this thing where all platforms can like celebrate fighting games. You know, we had Nintendo with Smash. I know Microsoft had Killer Instinct there some years back. Of course, you have your Tekken. It's a different. It's always a nice mix of games that's there, and so for Sony to acquire it, it's like, you know, I guess I didn't understand. Like, okay, it's typically when you purchase something like this, you look at revenue models and the potential, like, you know, how you're gonna make money back and stuff like that. So it was a weird one. I'm not gonna lie, it was a weird one. But at the same time, I understand it. If Sony ever have any kind of tournaments or whatnot, now they can just have they can have it exclusively at Evo because they own it. It's like a venture type thing. And also Evo has a pretty big name in the FTC community. So I mean, this could be a precursor to something else that they're planning. You know, who knows what they have as far as like the Street Fighter deal they had from previous years. So it has potential. It did make me scratch my head and be like, what's going on? But we'll see. I think more details about the true intent on this partnership is going to come to light, and so yeah, it's interesting.
I think this is okay. This is cool. I mean, I think it's a cool collaboration. The game lineup, like Tekken 7 and Street Fighter. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Street Fighter 5 been in Evo for the last few years. I really need to see them like get a new Street Fighter 5 or take that out the roster.
New game.
I'm saying.
Well, see, and also Street Fighter 5 is exclusive to PlayStation. Like, it's PlayStation PC, right? So, yeah. I mean, maybe that was that kind of.
I mean, if that's all. If that's what they got, if that's just what they got, I mean, I can't do nothing about that. Mortal Kombat Ultimate. Now, the new Guilty Gear Strive. That I think that's going to be the game that everybody's going to want to see, because I think when the demo came out, it was like I seen a numeral amount of people playing that demo. I missed it. I missed my window. But I mean, it's cool. This is the thing about like open competitions on a platform. Are there going to be dedicated servers to these?
Right, that's a good question. Yeah. Like now, is Evo going to improve because of this deal?
They have to, because now you're with this particular tournament. It's supposed to be open, right? So not everybody gonna have that A1 fiber optic cable internet, and that is detrimental on how you play competitively online. So I'm like, okay, it would be messed up if I like enter, say for example, I enter the Ultimate Mortal Kombat competition and I lag out, you know what I'm saying, and that'd be an automatic DQ or something like that, you know. So I consider that as well.
I think it's gonna be interesting because like we don't know, the thing, it's just a lot of details we don't know about this deal. Like we don't know what infrastructure Evo had prior to this deal. Like we don't know if you know there's a long-term plan. And also this is risky because think about it, y'all. I mean, we've been in a pandemic. People can't meet up and go to Evo, and like you know, so the event itself is kind of, I would say, a little bit in jeopardy because it's kind of like an E3, right? Where people met up once a year. I think it was in Vegas, and people would meet up and you would have the tournaments in person. And so maybe they're banking on that normalcy would eventually, I think it was Boogie saying something earlier that like we will know later on this year whether, as far as the pandemic, they were taking steps back or moving forward. But it's just gonna remain to be seen what this deal actually mean. And maybe they got, like I said earlier, maybe there's a long-term plan. But right now, it's risky. Like, because they didn't talk about like how much they paid for the deal. It's just a lot of still up in the air. So.
Did you get a chance to comment today? All right.
Okay,
And
now.
y'all can hear me. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that there are a lot of things happening. Evo had to. There's a lot of things happening with like the assault allegations and things like that. So that's one. That's one thing to think about, right? With Sony. With them buying Evo, that's one thing to think about. Another thing is that this may be the most inclusive thing Evo has ever done. Yes, other countries and stuff can enter, and that is probably easier than getting a ticket to go to Vegas. Now, what their internet is going to look like, that is totally up to them, but that can lead to a petition to get better internet for countries, because you're going to still want that competition, because now the competition's even greater, because it's not just people who are able to like crowdsource getting to Evo, or people who could afford it, or people who are sponsored. Anybody can hop on the sticks and play, as long as they have that internet connection. And so I do think dedicated servers and stuff like that definitely makes a lot of sense. And this means
So wait, so are you saying, do you think that Evo's no longer going to be an in-person event? You think it's just all digital from this point forward?
No, I think I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
I think I don't know. I think there could be room for both. I think you could still come, but you can play online. I think as long as, I think they can have both sides. I really do. And if they don't want to have it in person anymore, I don't know. I think they're adapting, and everybody has to do that at this point. They're also making it free because they're testing this out. They're testing this out, so it's free, right? So to host something online, like, yes, you still do have to pay people, but they got the change. They got it, right? So we're not even worried about that, because like, we're not worried about them having to pay whatever they got to pay to make this event free. They can totally do that. So on top of that, on top of it being super inclusive, because different people from different countries can play, on top of the FGC can no longer be grassroots. You can no longer show up in that button down that you slept in to commentate. You can't do it. You cannot do that. You can't do it anymore. I love it. I love it. Because you know what? Now you gotta pay the people. You gotta pay the people. Ain't no more volunteer TOs, which, first of all, Evo always paid their head TOs. Or I don't want to say always. Recently have paid their head TOs. But everybody else, y'all better give me that PlayStation money, okay? You need to pay me. Ain't no volunteer. And that means that it's probably going to get more competitive as far as like the people who are commentating. And, it may get a bit, if it wasn't already, may get a little bit more nepotism working. You know what I mean? For the people who do want to participate. But like, everybody get mad. So when you were mentioning people were getting upset, I thought you meant like the FGC was getting upset, and
Well,
it was like,
no, I think it's the risk of it losing its soul, right? Because right now Evo had it. Well,
boo, boo.
no, because Evo has this indie, like you said, it had this indie soul to it. Like you had people, would band together to be the commentators and stuff. So I guess wait, are you on the mindset of like make your money, like bump that, Sony own y'all now, make your money? Is that where we going with this, or is it?
So no, that's not just it, but okay, catch me. All right, I'm gonna do a trust fall. You gotta catch me. Check this out. I got into the FGC, right? Probably way after you did. Like what, 2013? I got in. I started doing events. I hosted this huge tournament in Colorado. It was like this amazing success, and like people literally are still DMing me like, "Hey, when's the gaming dojo gonna open back up?" And I'm like, "I don't know, y'all gotta pay me," because like I wasn't making enough to sustain it and keep it open, because I was doing it for the love of the fighting games, right? I had like found a venue, I had found people to come through and play, and I would like do these prize pots, right? Because that's what the FGC talk is, cash, right? They be lying, because this means bigger pots, but that's not where I'm stopping at. That's not the trust fall part, okay? So doing all of this for the community, yes, it's grassroots. Yes, people have brought me their CRTVs so people could play Smash. Yes, that's a thing. Yes, people have brought their own consoles. Yes, people have bought their own their own PCs to help, like stream and things like that. Yes, people have done that stuff, but you're not gonna have to do that no more. And I don't think it's gonna lose its soul. I think so many people are concerned about it turning into big esports that it's been raggedy and it's been shady and it's been no regulations. And
okay, so my next question is this then, since you say that, what's the value proposition there with Evo? What's the value prop? Other than like streaming and possibly putting ads on Twitch, how do
I think a part of it is that they don't have to be responsible for this code of conduct everybody was trying to come up with, because now you're under regulations, and that's the biggest one. Like I said earlier, we were talking about how women are like 48 to like 51%, and how they don't see us as money bags and things like that. I was on a panel at Evo, and Sherry was talking about how she was being harassed at all these different events, and nobody wanted to ban them. And it's because you don't take women seriously. Because if women were 51% of the people who were buying it, you would make sure that it was a comfortable space, because you would lose a ton of money. But because you feel like you can afford to lose some money, and I'm not talking definitively, this is my opinion, because you feel like you can lose some money from some women not coming, you're like, whatever, it's a boys club then, because they're the ones keeping the lights on. Now, if Evo is owned by somebody who has their own regulations and will put forth these rules and enforce them and have teams, they don't have to be responsible for that. Because you want me to be honest, it almost felt like Evo was on the verge of extinction. So that's it too, because people are like, y'all are letting people that we've told y'all for years is harmful come to these parties, drug these people, do what they want to do, but because they put butts in seats, you're like, yeah, I mean, they ain't do that wrong, it was just wrong. So that's a part of it. And so it's not just about the money. The money brings safety, though, for like women. The money brings safety. The money brings better working environments. And it's not going to be, y'all be cussing on here, because I don't want to say
what you can do what you want.
Okay.
Yeah. You're more than
I don't usually cuss, but one of the favorite things for people, to chant at FGC events is get fucked. I don't think they're gonna be able to say that no more. And if that's what the soul of the FGC is, we probably don't need it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we probably don't need it anyway. Yeah. And that's what I mean So when you say the soul, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
right?
I was regurgitating like, you know, people saying how that whole indie feel like created by the game fans, you know, not corporatism. No, like, you know, yeah, but I agree with you as far as like it needs to be regulated though because of all these things that happened. I agree completely on that part. Yeah.
What people mean the soul of is their toxicity. Where people are like, and don't get me wrong, I got into the FGC because it was hype. People yelling at each other, people popping off, they doing this, everybody's adrenaline is rushing. It's great, you know, so I love the hypeness, and I don't think anybody's gonna be like, you actually have to golf clap after that DP. Thanks. No yelling. Like, no, they're not gonna do that. They're obviously going to let you keep some things, but they are going to have to regulate some other things. So with that portion of it, there can no longer be this grassroots feel. And you want to know what's really interesting? My friend who's been in the FGC since then was telling me about it, because I came into the FGC like it was, for lack of a better term, a real esport, right? I would get up, I would interview people with my camera, my mic, and it was easy. So it's going to get harder for me as a journalist to just walk up on these people and interview them, you know, after they won it all, because people have PR now, Like, the only person I couldn't do that to was Sonic Fox, because, you know, he was like a part of a team that was like, no, we have a procedure. And everybody else don't have no procedure. So I was like, hi, I'm JUNAE, and I'm doing this for my YouTube. And they'd be like, okay, great. And they would talk to me. So it's going to get harder for like me or upcoming journalists and things like that. However, I'm talking to my friend and I'm like, you know, why isn't the FGC bigger? Like, you know, I do a really good job. I would like to get paid. Like, I don't want to have to transfer. This is like a real thought of mine. I don't want to have to transfer to an NBA 2K or a Madden scene to get money. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to switch my passion so I could like continue to make a living, because you can pinpoint people, especially Black women, that are like, not commentating, but like interviewing for like years, right? For NBA 2K, like they're having like more and more Black people and stuff like that for Madden. But for the FGC, you don't have that. You don't have, well, I don't want to say that because Sharpie does a lot, and there are like, you know, definitely people, but I don't think she gets paid what the people are getting paid in other esports areas, right? I don't think she gets that. And so, and I don't think she doesn't get as glitz and glamour as they do. Everyone treats them like they're at an actual NBA game. Everyone treats them like they're at an actual NFL game. And the FGC doesn't get that. So I'm talking to my friend, and he was like, you know, G4 tried to come in and report on FGC events, and they got booed out the room. And nobody would talk to them. And I was like, that's disgusting. I'm like, that's disgusting, because y'all could have had, you know what I mean? Like, y'all could have had the glitz and glamour of everything else. And I get it. You know, glitz and glamour isn't exactly grassroots and but it's like there are, I don't want to say what, because I understand what I just said. There's a better way to go about this. You can still probably yell, get fucked. Right? I don't know if they're gonna let them do that. I just know that's like one of the biggest things.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
That might be no, like a no.
That's not ready for TV at
all. You know, and like, you know, that with that happening, there are gonna be some regulations, but then people aren't going to be able to take advantage or do the bad stuff. And I feel like we have to look at the bad side of it. So as a person who's definitely trying to get their point in the FGC, I'm like, yes. But I also get it. I also get that you're like, but we like it when we come here and sleep in the lobby from 2 a.m., you know, until our pools are ready. Like, we like it when people have to call the ambulance because such and such is too drunk and we think they have alcohol poisoning. Yeah, look, I know I'm preaching. I know I'm right there. So I get all of that. It can't stay like that forever. Y'all gonna run out of money. Y'all are gonna run out of money because
and endorsement
people that are,
for sure.
Yes, because people are gonna quit. There has been so many allegations, so many Me
Okay,
Too's,
so you say all this. So it sounds as if like Evo needed Sony more than Sony needed Evo.
Yeah.
To clean all that, just to clean, validate it and clean all that up.
Because now you have somebody to hold accountable. So like, it's one thing
Yeah, but
if
it's probably working out best for both, don't you think?
Probably.
absolutely.
Probably so,
I
yeah.
do think so. I do absolutely think so. The FGC is the most inclusive esports we have because all you need is a console. You can buy a fight stick if you like, but you can get good on this regular controller. So it's the most inclusive, it's the most diverse. Like you know, of course there's like cheating, blah blah, there's cheating like everywhere. But it's as plain as you get. Like we used to have this guy, because I used to help out with some Street Fighter tournaments that happened that were going on pre all of this. And he used to come to the venue and like whoop everybody in Street Fighter, but didn't own the game at home. That was like the only time he played the game, and he would just come with a controller. You can't do that with no Call of Duty on PC, no Fortnite on PC, no none of that. You can't do that. These games have high replay value. These games don't, as of now, but you know, Evo is going to need the internet. As of now, you don't need the internet to play these games. You can buy this $60 game and get your money's worth. This absolutely works out for PlayStation and Evo, I think, in equal parts. Truly, I do.
All right. Well, what about, because we're going to stick to PlayStation, what about their new studio, Haven, which is going to be led by Jade Raymond? Did you guys take a look at any of that?
Yeah, I did. And I am sorry to this lady. I don't know her. You know what I mean? Like I know
Assassin's Creed.
I know. No. Like that's where I know her from, but like that's it. Like I don't.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
what else have you made, basically?
Yeah, right. And I don't want to do that because I ain't made no games. I'm not Googling on nobody. But I love Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But you know, like I want to see what she's gonna do. I think that's great. I think everybody should have a chance. And I don't know her, and I don't think she is using this as like a women-owned studio, women-operated, we're women, and then like doesn't make like a good game or something. Like I don't think that's what's gonna happen. But that was like a fear of mine when I saw it, because I was like, but what's she gonna do? I was like, you coming up with something, or you just open?
You know how I was talking about earlier in the show, like the game I played for the week, and it was the Journey to the Savage Planet. Well, she was over Stadia. Like that was what her, like when that whole thing went down, I think a couple weeks ago, she pretty much had to leave Stadia, and so this is her next venture, which is starting this new studio. Okay. And so, you know, of course, that's the only thing but you're right. That's the only thing I know her from too, is Assassin's Creed. I think it was 1 and 2, and that was it. Like, I mean, I think after 2, I think she transitioned to doing something else. And then that game that she transitioned to got canceled. And then she took on the Stadia thing. And now that, of course, that has went under. So now this is the next thing. And you're right. Yeah. I mean, it's like, what else? And it's been years now. Assassin's Creed 2 came out forever and a day ago.
Yeah. And that was the first one I got. And I did try to play Journey to the Savage Planet just a little bit. I dabbled in probably like the tutorial. Yeah, everyone deserves a chance to succeed, because that stuff that went under maybe has not have been her fault. Maybe she was just a part of some things, and some things happen that way. You feel me? So I try not to be like, I think just in general as a Black woman, if I'm being 100% honest and wearing my heart on my sleeve, I get a little bit critical when like women do things or Black women do things, because that's how I was of myself. Like I would never play fighting games in public, because I was like, I'm not about to embarrass me and everybody else. You know what I mean? Like that was me, because I was like, I don't want to look awful, because I don't want nobody to be like, see, there go them Black women trying to play games again and they can't. Like that was something I had to get out of. So I do have a bit of hypocritical, residue, and I am trying to get rid of that. So everyone deserves a chance to succeed. If she got this opportunity, they gave her the money to do it, they gave her the reins. Like I'm definitely hoping for the best out of it, and I hope that she gets to do what she launched the first Watchdog. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Mr. Kima said that. I didn't know that. But yeah, I want it to be great. I want it I want it to be great. That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, lady?
I think that it's good. I mean, she got her own studios. You know, and that's I mean, a lot of women can't say that.
That's true.
Right.
That's first of all, you know what I'm saying? I just hope that they give her the right budget, that she has creative control, and I don't want her name just to be be slapped up on there as a title and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that way. I 100% feel that.
This is her studio. I want her hands on. I just want her to give out the best quality product she can be able to give us. Because I mean, if she do something successful, when she do something successful, other people will take notice and probably give the reins to other women to start up their own studios.
Right.
So I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know you kind of hopped in there, Delilah, but I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to say.
No, I mean, you kind of echo what I was thinking. It's just like it's more of a wait and see, and this is just getting started, so we probably won't see anything from the studio in like two minimum. You know, as far as development time, it'd be like 2 years minimum, unless something's been worked on and that we don't know about, it's unannounced, and she's just taking it over, and you know. But I don't expect for us to see anything from the studio in a while. Yeah, I mean, it kind of is what it is.
Same. I mean, same what you said, same what lady said and everything. I'm always, show me what you got.
Basically.
So
yeah, you just can't be slapping your name on something,
right? Just because.
Like, for example, if I'm like CEO of You Already Know Cuz Productions, I cannot be like having Joe Flo.
I love it.
Joe Flo working his hands all up in the studios and stuff like that. I gotta be present. I gotta be known. I gotta make sure this is right and this is wrong. Or I want these people on my team, or I want these people on my team. And for her to be a woman, she should have power to have more diversity and the right people to, make sure this succeed. And
so
they needed a studio.
Yeah, you said that, so it's like, does her name? I mean, does it carry, like, because this made buzz. Like this, I saw a lot of people posting about JunaeBenne's studio. People, a lot of PlayStation fans and stuff like that, talking about the studio. But it's like, does her name really carry that much weight? Like, that's the thing. That's
like, are people clamoring to work for her?
Right. Like, is she gonna be able to poach people from all these other renowned studios?
We ain't talking about. We didn't say all that now.
I'm sorry. I'm digging deep. I'm sorry.
That's how you know if the studio is gonna be like, if they're gonna make something, right?
But that's not fair. She ain't got no poaching money. This is what I was trying to say before. Well, y'all bogus. This is what I was trying to say before. Is that sometimes you could do great things by yourself. Like, look at the people at Among Us. Like,
that's true.
You know what I mean? And she did
people.
One thing, and maybe Assassin's Creed is her magnum opus, but maybe she got other stuff, or maybe something else is. And so that's why I don't think that's fair. It's like, we can really just wait. And, because I don't want to put like my mouth on her or like her studio. Like, I want her to be great. And if she doesn't have poaching money, you know what I mean? I want her to find somebody who is like, wow, I see the greatness in you, or like, wow, we're going to make this happen. Because what happens where you do have money like that, you come out with games like Anthem. Like, what were you thinking?
At the same turn, though, I have to say that, the way the game industry values or devalues folks is how many games have you launched.
Absolutely. And that's disgusting. And it's absolutely disgusting.
So how do you then say, like, okay, we've given, like, think about it as this way. How is she going to go to her people who are above her and say, I'm going to take a chance on this person to, do X, Y, and Z. It's harder for them to do that too.
Yes. Yes, it is. That's all I got. I know it probably sounded like I was like, yeah, blah blah blah. No, yes,
Yeah, no.
that's it. And it's
I-
unfortunate. And I think I really feel like she's being scrutinized also because she is a woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
for
so
sure.
that's why I'm like, I don't, I'm still allowed to like feel how I feel and say what I say.
Yeah.
I just want her to be great.
You know what though? But I think about like Assassin's Creed came out in 2009 though, fam. Like 2009. So like,
Yeah.
I need to see something.
What have you done
else.
for me
Right.
lately? That's how you feeling?
Yes, exactly. That's it.
All right. Well, we don't
Y'all
have to kill this
funny.
lady today. But I know that Square Enix had their show, Square Enix Presents. Did everybody get a chance to look at the highlight reel to at least see, what's coming out? And-
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I watched the
Alright.
whole thing, and we just started with me.
Yeah. Well, you started talking, so
You're right. I
so-
did. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, I'm talking. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. It's on you first.
Yeah, I took notes too, right? Because I wanted to be like prepared. So I did think Outriders looked cool, and as I mentioned earlier, Borderlands is my first RPG. So anytime I see something, I will compare it to that because, like, literally, I did the homework to like understand, to play, to like be good, like upgrade my weapons, upgrade my person, and so it had like an ease of how I think of Borderlands. Sometimes RPGs don't click well with my brain, like Destiny. I didn't want to say anything when you were saying it because I was like, oh, that really seems like your jam. Destiny didn't click with me. Like I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight them. So I really like the ease of it, but that's just what it looks like. When I play it, it could definitely be different. And I love a good tank. It's me. I'm a tank. When you see a tank, you see me. When you see me, you see tank. That's just it. So when they announced like the Devastator, I was really into it. And also the Technomancer. I'm not really great with long distance and things like that, but having to like infuse it with like tech and stuff like that and really get into it, that seemed really cool. Trickster doesn't seem like something I would really be into. It seems like what'd you say?
It feels like a hunter to me, like in Destiny. So like, quick,
Yes.
gotta be in there close. Like I'm not trying to do that.
Which I like.
Bouncing around and stuff.
Which I like, but then I compare it to something like, because I've also started playing Diablo, right? Which I compare it to something like the Trickster to me felt like the Necromancer in Diablo because it seems easy to use, or mine was a male. He seems easy to use, but there's like a complexity to it. And so that's why I was like, oh, maybe not. And Pyromancer, just because I like fire. I don't do well with stealth. I don't do well with stealth at all. But it seems like with Borderlands, where you're able to kind of go through and then come back and play the side missions, because they were talking about end game content. And so I was wondering if it was the same thing, or if it was, is it more volatile? Is it easier to do all the side missions, or is it easier to run through the game and then come back if there's end of game content, and then like get the weapons and stuff that I need? Like, are they leveling up with you, or is it like, oh, at level 7 you have a level 7 gun, but once you're past level 7 it doesn't work too well? Does that make sense?
Yeah, because like with Assassin's Creed, I know that I like the only game that I've gotten 100% on was Black Flag, and that's because it was easy to do everything all at once. Like it didn't take you out of the story to do side missions. It kind of like, was just like you a part of the world. But when they make it like a chore, then I feel like it's harder for you to go back and do that stuff.
Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know the nuances of that in Borderlands. Like I really tried to do the whole thing, and then afterward we were in like true Vault Hunter mode and like trying to go through everything. It was just easier to go back and do the side missions because I feel like they gave you like the guns and stuff that you needed at like the level that you were. you know?
Okay.
And so that's why when games have that option now, I think it'd be kind of cool to just kind of like run through the game and then come back and enjoy it, you know? Or like get everything you need that way. So either way, I'm cool with it.
All right. What else did you like?
The Tomb Raider. I haven't finished it because the last Tomb Raider is too scary for me. And I love Tomb Raider, right? I said that, right? It was on my top 5.5. Okay, we're just gonna call it 5.5. It was on my top 5.5, and I just got too scared. They had Oogie Boogies in there, and they were scooping you with their Oogie Boogie hand, and it was terrifying. And it's literally on my YouTube. I stopped playing the game, and I love the game so much, and I just don't have the courage to go back and play it because I'm not a horror game person. But I thought the cookbook was interesting. Not interesting like, oh, yum, like, oh, gross. Because I know what I had to hunt when I was Lara Croft. That don't sound good. I don't think I want that. I don't think I want anything to do with that. To me, that's like Bear Grylls making cookbook. I'm not buying that. That was the
cookbook. It just got me. The cookbook got me. The cookbook got me.
And then I think the funniest thing was when she was like, if I don't survive, none of us will. And it's like, girl, that's not true. Every time we go into a tomb, it's people living in there. Somebody gotta be surviving. Like, don't be so dramatic, Lara Croft. But I did like the movies. Anything with Lara Croft, though, I'm into it. Like, you know, even though the game has me shook right now. And I got that game when it first came out. Like, do y'all understand what I'm telling you? Like, 2-3 years, I can't finish the game because every time I try to sit down and play it, I get scared. But yeah, I really enjoy Lara Croft. I liked the movie, not so much because I expected anything out of it. It was just like nice to watch. Like, would I watch it again? Would I be like, hey, you guys, let's watch it today? No, but I enjoyed the experience when I had it.
Pardon me, I'm trying to figure out how we got on Tomb Raider, like, because I'm looking at the top of this Outriders.
Oh, because the Square Enix presents, then they do like a definitive or whatever.
Right. Okay, bet.
Yeah, so I was just going through all of the things.
My bad.
Yeah, Delilah was like, you're not on the docket, ma'am.
I'm like, what? We going down a Tomb Raider rabbit hole? Like, what's happening? But yeah, that's fine. It's cool.
Okay, well, let me pull back out of there. So the Space Invaders AR, I think, is real cool. I think they're doing some dope stuff, or not super dope, but like interesting that they're bringing some stuff back. But Space Invaders AR, like, I think that's amazing because I love Space Invaders. Bubble Bobble, I just played. I know I just played that. Did you guys get one of the mini PlayStations when they were like making them? It was like a Raspberry Pi, like in like covered like a PlayStation thing. Mm-hmm. They did that for PlayStation and Sega. They made like a mini one, and so you connect the controllers, and they're the real size controllers with like a USB. Mm-hmm. So I have a mini PlayStation, and like Bubble Bobble was on there, so I was playing that. You guys were talking about the Avengers earlier, and I didn't play that game. I think I was too scared.
Too scared of what?
To sink my time into it, and then it
not pan out.
Yeah, I was really nervous because I do like games like that, and
CHAREECE is playing that game currently, and so she'd been the perfect person to kind of comment on that because I don't think any of us are playing it, right? Like the rest of us. Yeah. What's there anything else? Come on now, Black Panther. See, they got the.
Yeah, I was excited about the Black Panther.
Looks bad. Like the game looks bad.
It's not that bad.
It is. I was gonna say too, even with Outriders, like I was looking at the trailer that they showed again, and I'm like, this looks so much cleaner than what the game actually looks like.
Oh, really? Because you got into the beta.
I think it's open.
I don't care.
It's open. The beta's open.
Like, how do you advertise? Like, look, we are like burnt to a crisp with them doing the, look at my left hand and not what my right hand's doing.
Yeah.
And, buy a game and the shit don't look like what they advertise. So
yeah.
But it's coming to Game Pass day one.
Yeah, it's gonna be free. So that's why I'll be playing it. But
yeah, and I think that that's gonna work out in their favor. I don't know. Whatever. Game Pass is great. especially when they started implementing like you can have this stuff like when it first comes out, like
Day one, yeah.
that like you can't lose with that. And I know they like make that money back like that because people are like, oh well, there might be a new game next month that I want to play, and so like you're not gonna cancel it. So
Right.
yeah,
Wait.
I never.
No,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I never liked. So I was excited to see the Black Panther, and then I found out it was an expansion, and I was like, "Oh crap! That probably means I have to play the game." So I'm no longer interested. I'll probably watch somebody play that on stream. I never was into Life is Strange. I feel like we should all go through this at one time. Like I don't like
so good though. It's so good.
I don't like. It felt very Degrassi to me, and I was never into
okay. I can
Degrassi.
see that. Very
Yeah.
I know someone who I can't remember who was I was speaking with, but they were saying it felt very like Degrassi is a really good term to use, but I was gonna say like drama chick flick kind of thing. Like that's what they were.
Maybe I guess I can see that. You know, quick left turn out of nowhere. I didn't realize I was into chick flicks and romances until there were Black people in them. Yeah.
I like all
No-
of them.
no
Both
joke.
I just like love
No joke.
stories.
I watched The Photograph. Girl, I was crying. I wasn't even that far into it. And I
What's
was
the
like,
photograph?
The
Yeah.
Photograph
What?
with Issa Rae.
How you don't know what the photograph? Are you serious?
I ain't seen it.
Yeah. So Issa Rae and
like on
Lakeith
Netflix, right?
Stanfield.
Yeah.
Mhm. No, not Netflix. HBO Max.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
One
sure.
of
it's
those
HBO
streaming
Max.
services.
One of them. That and Sylvie's Love on Amazon Prime. I was crying. I was like, oh my god. So like,
Man, that
maybe
gives
that's
me like
why.
best man vibes, like all those. This is nothing new. Like all those type of
Yeah.
movies and stuff. It's nothing new.
I convinced myself for the longest. I was like, I hate chick flicks. Boo! Like, and then I just started watching it, which is more that I guess we're either women centered or like both centered, you know, and not just. So maybe that's why, because I tried to play it when Xbox One first came out, because it was like a free demo, right? Or one of the episodes or something were free. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I just couldn't. I couldn't. And maybe also me as a Black woman couldn't relate, because I was like, I don't know. I didn't relate to the character, you know? And I definitely never had her problem. I can't remember which one it was, but trigger warning, her dad hit her. You know, like her dad had like hit her, and she like wanted to run away with her friend. And I think just the character as a whole, I couldn't relate. Like, you know, I can understand other people's problems. Like as an empath, that's no problem. But I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
I guess when I think about the show though, like the whole Square Enix showcase, like I did like Life is Strange. I'm a fan of the first game, so and I also liked Tell Me Why. But it's interesting because this studio that's behind this new one isn't Don't Nod. So I mean, now I had some concern, but I don't really have a concern because that team that's doing this new one, True Colors, also did Before the Storm. And Before the Storm was still pretty good. So I don't know. I got high hopes for it. The other thing I liked about the showcase was the whole little bit they showed of Project Athea, and I actually retweeted it, but it's actually got an official name, which is Forspoken. That looks cool. The traversal of Black female lead, Square Enix RPG, showing her like jumping through this terrain. I thought it was really, really cool, but I want to see more from that game, because just showing a character jumping through terrain is like, okay, that's very surface level. I want to see some.
And we
NPCs
know
and
that
story.
Square Enix does a really good job with like terrain. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like jungle and stuff always looks really, really beautiful. But like, if I'm gonna be lost in the jungle for 40 minutes and it's not my fault because y'all didn't make it clear enough where I'm supposed to go, I'm gonna cut the game off. I'm gonna cut the game off. Like, I'm gonna be like, no, this isn't what I wanted. I could have just, you know, had up some wallpaper.
And I think the only game that didn't appeal to me was this. So they showed it earlier, like in last year, but it was Balan Wonderworld. Like I feel like the game is just so over my head.
Yeah.
What'd you say, lady?
Yeah.
I said too cutesy for you.
Yeah, it's a little too cutesy for me, you know.
Okay.
I don't know if it was too cutesy. because I do like cutesy games. I'd be like, oh my god. But then I think I was confused. I was like, okay, Little Big Planet 5? No, that's not like, I think I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then that game that they brought right after it was too much. I was like, I can't comprehend the order that they just did this, right? Because they showed that game, and then they showed the it was like a gaming cafe game, but it was like Brick Break, where you have to like break all of the little balls, little things. And it was just so fast paced and so flashy that I couldn't even intake the game that you were just talking about. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Wonderworld. Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Yeah, I couldn't. So, and also it would be nice if that was couch co-op. I think it's important to start looking at that option, because a lot of people are home, and the way I've been getting around couch co-op is using a software called Parsec. But I have to have the game like on my computer, but like all of us could play together. Say it was like a 4 or 5 player game. You guys could literally just log into my computer with a link, and then we could play it, together. And I would have to be the only person to like own the game. And I feel like the more games start to think about that, or to, and I get it, they want as many people to buy it, but it's like, people will buy it because you can't play on my computer forever. But being able to have that interaction with people where it's still about the community, especially if you have like a 2-person game. Sometimes it's like Legos. I don't know if you guys played any Lego games, but they're only couch co-op. You can't play that online.
Right.
And not being able to have something that can do both is weird for me, because we're all stuck in the house. But then like, some people's friends are not in their house. So,
all right, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Okay, Life is Strange. I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale. All right, straight up.
The last one was on Game Pass.
I know the last one was on Game Pass. I played the first one.
I cannot. She's like, look.
I'm being honest. I don't even know. I'm not paying full price for that. I'm sorry.
I think that's okay.
And it's okay. The remasters, I don't need no remasters.
Right. Oh, you don't?
No, I played them.
I played them. Like, come on.
Just of these games are all remasters as a whole, because
no, Strange Life is the game that I'm discussing this morning.
That's right. They are. You're right. They are remastering those as well. Yeah. So yeah.
I might dab into the Tomb Raider remastered, because I really didn't get a chance to like get a deep dive into that series. I played a lot of the multiplayer. Ooh, that was nice. I think it was the first one or the second one that had multiplayer.
Wow, I don't even think I knew that.
They did have multiplayer. They would like capture the flag and stuff.
I knew Uncharted did. See, it's the same game. See, look, I'm not gonna tell me different.
Oh my god, it's not the same.
Forspoken, it looked good. It looks very, very good. As far as the trailer is concerned.
Yeah.
And this will make me like push to get a PS5. Definitely.
It's coming out on PC as well. So
on PC, but you see, I got a potato PC, so this may not.
When you're ready to beef up your potato, if you need, well, y'all techie too. So.
Let's be real. This game ain't coming out till 2022. She got time.
Nah, it's gonna be 2023.
2023. Yeah, she got time.
Yeah, I don't even want to hear that.
That's funny.
I don't want to hear what. What? Hear what? What you mean? Is that what's gonna happen?
2023 as an expiration date on credit cards. I don't want to hear that shit.
Forspoken, yeah. You know what? We don't know, right? They haven't said it. They haven't given us a definitive date, so it kind of.
It looks good. The trailer looks good. I would like to see more gameplay. I don't want to see like, oh, we got a trailer. Here go Forspoken, and nobody say nothing for like 6 months. Or they're probably gonna show some more like E3 season, like June, July. Outriders, it's on Game Pass, so it don't even matter. It's fine. It's fine.
Played the demo?
Yes, I have. I played with Zeldrick.
Okay.
like a couple of weeks ago. So
okay.
it was.
Well, I'm not asking for receipts. I just asked if you played
I'm
it.
just,
She was like, actually, I got 12.5 hours
Extra
in.
aggressive. Like,
oh
yeah, I
wow!
played with Steldrick on Thursday.
I played-
at 9 p.m.
No, actually, it was Saturday afternoon at 1
Girl.
weeks ago.
Look,
It's it's good because I'm so happy that it's on Game Pass because I could not honestly. I don't think this is a $60 game. I don't
Yeah.
think it. I think
girl, what did you say? It's what? Okay,
Is it-
no, I can
is
see
it
that.
60?
No, I can see that. I can see that. I can see it. Yes, I can see it. Sorry, I don't know why I get so shocked.
I'm sorry. I assume that this is a full price game. So full price is $60, right?
Well,
Mhm.
70 if it's the Sony SIE title. It's $70 and not 60.
Mm.
Okay, so look, one, I'm not getting it on PS4 because it's $10 extra. Second, Xbox Game Pass. I knew when
Hashtag
that
wait for
lady-
Game Pass, basically.
It's like this. I knew when the lady,
Oh my
the
God.
Game Pass lady, showed that email and that shows
Yeah.
the game is coming
Right.
out, and she used this word that was in the game at the
The
bottom.
anomaly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's. I'm like, yo, that's Outsiders. So I mean, Outriders. So I'm like, yo, I'm like,
That's one way.
I can't.
Do y'all think?
the word.
Go ahead.
What?
I was gonna say,
No,
do
go
you,
ahead.
I was gonna say, do you all think that's gonna be the new trend? Like, it's gonna come? Because think about this for a second. Outriders is releasing on everything on April 1st, meaning on other platforms you got to pay full
It's
price.
a joke.
Excuse me. No, it's not a joke. It's literally, it's really coming out on April 1st. It's not a joke. This is real. This is real. So, but it's releasing to all platforms at the same time, but it's also releasing on Game Pass at the same time, day and date. This is kind of like the first time this has happened. So now you're effectively asking players to choose. Like, okay, do I pay $60 or do I just Game Pass that bad boy for $1? You know?
Yeah,
So
and I think they said that when Bethesda, when they did that, is that people are going to have to choose.
Mhm.
Do you want to pay $70 or $60, or do you want to just get Game Pass and play it on Xbox?
And what if you're not sure about the game? Then that makes Game Pass
Right.
even more appealing, right? So.
I'm just saying, for like the people that don't own Game Pass, they already had the demo already released, so you should have something in your
Some
brain
idea, yeah.
that's to think if like, okay, am I going to spend the $70 on this game? If this wasn't on Game Pass, I will be completely honest with you guys, I will not pay full price for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it sound like Anthem all over again with you? Like, I don't know.
Because
Because it doesn't feel like I'm having flashbacks.
So I can understand what you're saying. I think it's difficult when you look at a game and they start telling you all the things you're gonna get, right? You get to upgrade and customize your weapon and your person, which means you can have like multiple profiles, which means you can play the game any way you want to play, which means you can replay this game for all of the hero, you know what I mean, from all of the different classes' perspectives. It's hard to be like, man, I'm about to sink some time into this game, especially if you're already playing a time sinking game, because I usually have 3 games. I have my main game, I got my side game, and then I got my like easy jump in, jump out game. And it's hard to be, because I haven't even finished, what was that game you were playing, lady? Outer Worlds?
yeah,
I haven't finished that. And I think I'm maybe like 10, 20 hours from finishing. I do want to finish it. I haven't finished True Vault Hunter mode on Borderlands. I haven't finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I haven't finished
So
Luigi's
that backlog pretty
Mansion.
thick, is what you're saying. That backlog's pretty thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a lot. It's a lot. And then for me to drop $60 on a game that I might not touch or finish until 2023, that's asking a lot for me, because it's like, why did I even get this game? Because you know what happens? You could have got it when you were ready to play it, and it'd be like $12. No shade or nothing, but like, they might have like a summer sale or something, and it'd be like $20, $25.
it will be a summer sale on that game, I bet.
Dang, here we go. We got a chip bet on this one. I got a feeling it's coming.
I just got a feeling.
It's a future chip bet right there. Future chip bet. I can smell it.
Yeah, I don't be thirsty to like buy games off. Like it has to be like a
Yeah.
You know, a game I was really excited to buy, Godfall, and I heard it was awful, and I was sad it broke me.
Man.
But also during Godfall, Ubisoft had given me early access to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and so I had to play that game. So I was like, "There's no way I can get Godfall because I'm already playing this game, and I'm literally doing it for like a review." You know what I mean? Like this is like work right now. And so it gets hard to try to buy games. Then you know, you be like, I'm just gonna play Apex. And I'll just, if anything, I'll buy a pack. You know what I mean? I'll buy whatever is on Apex if I really want to spend some money on some games. I'll sink it into a game that I'm gonna come back to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just getting harder to buy these games that are $60 that you just be like, okay.
Game Pass it. Anyway.
All right. For the win. All right. I mean, best value in gaming. Anywho. All right. So a couple of new titles, or not new titles, older titles got FPS frames per second boost from Xbox, just as a, you know, this is what we do type of thing. Didn't cost anybody any extra money or anything. So people logged in, and now Skyrim, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Prey, and I believe a couple of other titles all have their frames per second boost. Did you guys?
Nice. That's part of the reason. That's my incentive to go through and finish the Dishonored series. I have to complete that series. Like, especially now that it has the 60 frames. Like, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I keep comparing games to Destiny 2 now though, because Destiny 2 looks so crispy with the update, right?
Don't
and so
extra crispy.
You know what I mean? So I can't wait to jump back into it. But that's dope because the developers don't got to do anything. They just get to just put the game out, and you know, Microsoft handling everything else under the hood. It's a win-win for everybody. So
I dipped my toe into Fallout 76 because, you know,
of course,
it is cleaner. It is cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is cleaner. And I haven't touched Skyrim yet, but I got it installed. I'm gonna take a look at it. But I'm just glad for the boosts for the games that I like from Bethesda. That's good. You know what I mean? And
I'm also under the mindset. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's it.
I was gonna say I'm also under the mindset of like, man, I'm ready for the new stuff though. Let's get it. Like,
oh yeah.
Right. This all sounds good,
you know,
but
it takes. I know, but
we're not even gonna hear nothing until
my patience is thin. Okay.
Yeah.
Girl, you're gonna have to learn how to get some patience, because I'm telling you
I know
what COVID looking like. It's not like the average. It ain't like, you know, 2016, 2015.
We haven't even got to delay gates.
Well, at least they said that they're going to do a digital E3, so we know at least there's going to be like a dump of information at one time, and it won't be that trickle thing that they did last year, because that was...
Oh, yeah, that trickle down, trickle news. I hated that, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, I would just mention that like we haven't even got to delay gate yet, and so we kind of know like yes, even though I'm excited for some new stuff, it's still some things that still kind of like Gotham Knights and you know things like that.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my tidbit up
oh
to
my
now,
gosh!
but
Yeah,
no,
no,
time is taking time.
No, I'm good too. I'm ready. Just to let the chat know, you know, you guys, we always do questions. We're not going to do a ton of questions today because we're already like over time, but
dang, by how much? A lot? Ooh, it's a lot.
It don't matter. It don't matter. You here now. You here.
Right. You here. We're just not going to do a lot of questions, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the tidbits, you know, Delilah already talked about one. We got Gotham Knights that's delayed to 2022.
I know.
We already know. Go ahead.
Oh, God.
Lady, the gaming prophetess.
I am not the gaming prophetess.
She been right so far, so it's been kind of scary.
Right.
Kind of scary.
All I'm saying is we did have a watch party of this, right?
Yeah, we did.
Right. We did.
I did say this is going to come out in 2022.
This is why we hate when you're right, because she won't let you forget it.
Right. None of us though, really.
Right.
So
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that I already knew it was gonna happen, and I just can't wait till 2022. Bam! I'm still gonna play.
yeah, I want the
still playing.
game though. Like, damn, it's been so long since we've
Yeah.
had like a Batman game, and I love
Yeah.
those.
Dang, I'm sad.
And
dude. That joint
It's a
was good.
multiplayer game too. I would love.
Oh
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Ooh.
Mhm.
All right, then
Nightwing
we
and
got
Robin.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying Nightwing and Robin. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
All right, and then we also got the Xbox Indie Showcase, which is coming March 26th. If you guys didn't know, so we'll get to see some indie games coming. Hopefully, we'll get some world premiere.
Right. Hold on.
World premiere.
There you go.
Or
I need to see some Halo.
Huh?
I need some exclusive.
Exclusive.
No, it's indie. It's indie.
Oh, it's indie.
Yeah, it's indie. So we're not gonna get Halo and all that stuff. But maybe we'll finally see some more about Foxy Zelda.
I know that game's so cute though. I can't wait.
I know. And we
Was
haven't
it
seen
Tunic? I
anything
think it's
else
called
about it.
Tunic. Yeah.
Yep, Tunic. Yep.
Yeah.
But yep,
We'll be watching. We'll be watching.
Are you gonna do a live stream of that? Are y'all want to stream that? Or have we talk? We can talk about it
It's
later.
up to y'all.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
I'll
later.
still be off, so I'm good to go.
Okay.
All right, and then we talked about it a little bit before the new Life is Strange trailer, which I think I don't think it was set to be shown, but because it was leaked, we got a trailer. And then we already talked about this. Forspoken, Delilah loves it, so we'll probably all play it because of Delilah.
Alrighty then.
No, All right, so lady, did you want to get our questions together?
I only got one question, and that's it.
Really?
If you ladies was in a video, if you ladies was a video game, would you be AAA or AA? And what genre of game would it be? I don't care if it's triple or a AA, as long as it's got good story and good gameplay. That's it.
I think AA because I don't think everybody's gonna like it. AAA, you be having, I don't know. I feel like we already AAA.
Right.
I feel
Right.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I'm a AAA and I'm a battle royale. How about that?
bro? Like, hey, okay.
Yeah.
Like AAA or nothing. Give me all the graphics and all the glitz and glory, like all the budget. Give me.
You already know. Lady
AAA games can have all of that. You
That's
just, how
true,
it's
but
like, just some things is not.
Tell me what
Some
AA
things
game
isn't
has the
meant to
graphics of a
be-
AAA game.
Well, I didn't know you were gonna ask a follow-up question. What I'm saying is
Hellblade.
that is possible. And another thing is just, sometimes everybody can't be exposed to everything because they can't handle the wonderfulness. And that's the difference, like between being a AA and a AAA. Like AAA
there's
people be
actually
like,
levels to it, and AAA is like the bigger budgets and the voice overs and motion
Right.
caption
Voice acting and
and
stuff.
cut scenes and $60
y'all are
plus
not
price.
going for me. Y'all are not going for me right now. You're like, everybody's like, you're wrong. I said what I said, right?
No,
Thank
the lady was said she don't care.
Yeah,
It's
like
just,
I'm
Delilah
like,
and I, 'cause
I'm
we,
like, dude, give me everything. Like, I want to be the
Yeah.
best of the best. And also, what genre? Just to answer the question, I'm a huge fan of Metroidvania. So that'd be
have you
mine.
played Hollow Knight?
Yes, love Hollow Knight.
That was my
Fantastic.
first Metroidvania type game.
Absolutely, my
And it freaked me out.
my favorite game
Yeah.
right now, like Metroidvania, is definitely the Ori series. The first one, and Ori 2. If you love Hollow Knight, Ori blows it out the water. Just play Ori and it'll change your perception on Hollow Knight. I'm just telling you.
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori in the Blind Forest, or
I played
Ori and the
both
Will
of
Wisp.
them.
Yeah, so good.
I played both of them.
So good.
I beat it at 2:00 in the morning, and I almost woke my boo up because I was in here screaming like I won the Super Bowl because that game was trying to hold me, y'all.
Yes, oh that last
Please,
part.
that
Oh my
game,
God.
yes, we
It
running.
took me an hour and a half to finish that one part. Like,
yes.
oh my goodness.
Yes.
yeah.
That game was like, haha, and I was like, no, you thought.
That
It was
difficulty
you
spike
who
is a
picked
problem.
it.
They should have tweaked that. Like, they need to patch that. It was I was able to
Listen
flow easy
here.
through the game to that part. But whatever. Still my favorite in my top 5. So Ori for sure. But I would definitely pick AAA, and Metroidvania is my favorite genre, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Ain't no
Well,
question. That's it.
That's it.
Ain't got no more. That's it.
That's it. All right.
That's it.
Well, since we don't have any more questions, we can go ahead and start with our outros. We'll start with our guests. Please tell the people where they can find you when you're not, doing this with us.
You were rocking with the hostess with the mostest. This is your girl, the natural hair gamer, JunaeBenne, and I can be found on pretty much all of social media. Honestly, thinking about getting a MySpace because I'm a code, y'all. I'm a code, and I'm gonna add the little money floating thing to my page along with the song and the little, shiny stickers. So you can find me at JunaeBenne, natural hair gamer, JunaeBenne.com. I also do nerdy apparel for curly hair geeks. So that's Curls and Controllers. I write for Tom's Hardware. I do some other stuff. I also have if you guys are looking to start your Discord, I have a Discord template that's going for like super cheap. I think I did it for like $2.99 on Etsy because I want y'all to be great and learn how to start growing your communities. I also wrote a book on how to become a successful video game journalist. And I have a writer's guild where I give out codes to the people who are in the guild. And then I walk you through how to like write and all that fun stuff and how to pretty much be a published journalist and things like that. So I'm always here for helping the community in any capacity that I can. I also have a Patreon where if you need more mentorship or anything like that, you can select that level on my Patreon. I'm a content creator, currently reviewing chairs for people with thick thighs because that's important. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be like a little series. I got my first video coming out and I've been through about 3 chairs now. Three chairs, and I think that's helpful because they always they be trying to make you skinny and you're not skinny. A chair can't make me skinny, you know what I'm saying? So that's something new that I've been working on. That's it. I was really happy to be here. I really do like you guys. That was a weird thing to say, wasn't it?
It was kind of whatever.
Okay.
Like they aren't holding me hostage. I assure you.
I swear we're not putting no gun in her head and saying all that.
No, that was very big Junae energy. I say things like that all the time, but I really be meaning the best. I meant you guys are awesome and I'm happy to be here and I'm flattered that you thought of me. And I'm flattered that we have this working ecosystem of that I get to feature you guys and then you guys are featuring me and then you know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
I really, really do like that. And I want to keep that same energy. I want to keep that up. So yes, that's me.
All right. Lady, you can go next.
I want to thank everybody that joined us this morning. Junae, thank you for joining us this morning as well. We love your input and your stories. You guys could check me out at Lady Infamous 415 on Twitch. You can check me out on my YouTube channel. Just click on my name right there and you go there. And then you can always check me at my side piece, aka Twitter. Hush up and put in work. So thank you.
All right, Delilah.
Yes, you all know you can find me right here on Global Gaming every Saturday, noon Eastern, Pacific, and on Twitter, Delilah_HD. You know what I mean?
Delilah said, "I only live here."
That's it. I do not want to be a streamer. That is not my thing. I tried it.
I live in one place. Y'all don't look nowhere else for me.
Trust me.
But you did so well when you streamed.
I tried it, and it's not for me, fam. It's.
I think that's okay though.
It's definitely
People.
not for me, dog.
I think
Oh my God.
that was great. I think people got the streaming bug when the pandemic hit and they learned that it's not as sweet. I had a whole bunch of people be like, "Hey Junae, I want to stream." I'd be like, first of all, you gotta pay me for consultation because half of y'all not even gonna make it through the 3 months.
Today is all about the bag. All about the
I did
bag.
that as well. I did consultate for some people that ain't even streaming right now. So
Exactly. So I'm supposed to give you my energy and root for you? No.
Damn.
Pay me.
So much unity early in the show. What happened? Anyway, oh man.
All right, and then since Charisse isn't here, y'all can find Charisse on Twitter and on Twitch at Charisse. And then for me, it's LBOOGIE0208. I want to say thank you to everybody who came through. Thank you to our illustrious guests. And yeah, you guys have a great weekend. Please make sure you continue to wash your hands, wash your ass, and wear your mask.
And your feet. I was reading a study that people don't wash their feet.
Wash their legs. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna say what people. We're not gonna say which people, but there's certain people who don't wash it because they think the water do that. But they also sound like they don't wash their towel because they're like, if I'm clean and my towel dries me off.
Oh no! I mean, because we can get to a whole nother thing. Because there's people that don't have washcloths. They're like, what are washcloths for?
Okay, really quickly.
Problem.
I'm not being messy because I saw this on Facebook. There was this dude who I'm
checking out after that. She said Facebook, I'm checking out. Y'all go ahead on.
Yes. So it was a black dude and he was trying out a new soap, right? And so he's washing himself with the soap and he was like, babe, come get my back. I was like, I already know what she is. And who come in? His girlfriend, who is not the same as him in one way and others, and was washing his back with this bar of soap. And I'm like, but what happens when you, like, I don't want your soap to touch my meat. So do I have like my own soap? No, it'd be the same soap. Y'all can't even have different soap. You know what? Bye. I don't want nobody to know who I really am. Just cut it off. Cut the camera off.
Dead ass.